So we've mentioned Diddy a couple times already, so let's talk about the Diddy situation. His Miami and Beverly Hills homes were raided by the feds.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about the feds and someone as high profile and rich as Diddy, they usually have their ducks lined up.
Right.
Now, he has no charges yet, so we don't really know what's happening. Now, you have met Diddy before.
I met Diddy. I've been to his house before for a party.
Okay.
Look at y'all,
Been to a Diddy party. Okay.
Who didn't want? Raise your hand if you ever wanted to go to a Diddy party. Well, fuck you. I went, and it was dope.
Did you go to the after party though?
Oh man, I don't know what time they went to bed. It was a big party too. I couldn't believe it. I mean, look, you know he had a mansion.
Yeah.
And then you get in there, and this blew my mind. They were like, all right, people performing. And I forget who performed. I think Mary J., few of that level, like big time artists. In his living room, though. Like, I'm thinking we going to the backyard or something. No, this motherfucker, he had like a little forum in there, crypto, some arena. And I'm like, we in the living room? And they just went at it. So, yeah, it was a dope party.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about the charges? Well, not the charges, but the potential charges.
See, I live in a strict world that when it comes to charges, because I've been falsely accused my damn self, and just even before allegation or accusation, I just know people, they be making up shit.
Yeah.
First time I ever was like, yo, this star shit is weird, is I got a call like 2 a.m. I'm in San Diego playing for the Chargers, and I pick up the phone with one of my teammates. He said, Wiley, let me in. I was like, what? He's like, yo, after party, your party right here. Let me in. They said you in there. I'm like, dog, I'm at the crib sleep. They promoted that it was my party. More than that, Cass was there telling him that I was in there. I'm like, motherfuckers just be saying shit just for clout.
Yeah.
That said, it's a lot of smoke, obviously. But whenever I hear allegations, I'm like, all right, they're innocent till you prove to me that they're guilty.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, so wait a minute. All these people were around him all this time, and none of this was coming out. But when time expires, whether it's because of him or because of you, now I got the receipts. My question is, are you revising those receipts? Because what person raises their hand to be tortured, to be in some power dynamic that is not to their advantage, and continues to do it? If you choose to do that, then I think that should be your life choice. Not, okay, I do it if it helps me, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna leave and then make up all this stuff. So I'm torn. Look, man, I'm in the light, and I know how it looks in the light. It's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, it's messy because there's a lot of civil suits. Obviously, the Cassie one, he settled. Settling so quick made him look bad.
Yeah,
now,
I know that. Yeah.
I know. Here's the thing. I've had civil lawsuits that I've settled.
Of course.
They were bullshit.
Yeah.
The person who sued me was stealing from me.
Yeah.
But I had to settle because it ended up being cheaper to settle than to continue going to court. I've already spent $75,000. I'm like, about to have to spend another $150 for the depositions, and they're asking for an amount that's absurd. Way less than that. So fuck it. Let me just spend my money and be done with it.
Yeah.
But I saw how these things kind of developed and how the story started to change and whatever else. Now, was there abuse between Cassie and Diddy? Now, I talked to, Roger Bond, who's the, Diddy security, who said, yes, but it was happening both ways. He'd be in the car with him and Cassie be in the back seat, Diddy be in the, in the passenger seat, and Cassie would just punch him in the face. And then he would jump in the back seat and then he'd start to tussle. And there's very abusive women out there.
Oh, of course. I've been hit.
I've been hit too.
Oh, yeah. Stop
playing. I've been hit.
Stop playing.
So does that justify it? No. But there is more to the story. Was there sexual stuff that most people wouldn't understand? I'm sure there was. Was Cassie with it for everything? I don't know. Was she with it for the 10 years she was with him?
Yeah.
I know someone that was hanging around Cassie during that time, and he said whenever they would hang out, only thing she would say is like, can you convince Diddy to marry me?
Wow. Of course.
Like, we've been dating. Like, I want to get married. Like, I'm tired of this dating shit.
That part.
Like, so she was around for 10 years, and obviously now they're apart. Her husband with 2 kids is a personal trainer, so he's not bringing in very much money. I'm sure she's flying coach now. I'm sure she's shopping at Walmart now. Like, you get used to a lifestyle, and you got your ace in the hole, and you can pull it out.
Yeah.
Is some of it true? I don't know. I mean, did Kid Cudi's car get blown up? He's seeming to say they did, and they were dating. I heard about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but there is a pile-on, and it's going to be crazy to see what happens. But it seems to me like he's going to get hit with charges.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a high probability rate of success when the feds is involved,
Yes,
right?
98%.
98. Well, you know the number. Everybody know that number for a reason. We're like, is Diddy 2% or is he 98%, right? This is my thing. I don't like now trying to evaluate, adjudicate this case from my vantage point like we all are doing when where the criminal charges to give me a foundation? Okay, none. Okay, that's fine.
They're saying it's sex trafficking. That's the word that's been happening.
Right. So I'm waiting on those to connect it to a different foundation then.
That's a very gray area term also, because if you think about what happened to R. Kelly, he's not in prison over underage girls. He's in prison because of sex trafficking.
Right,
and sex trafficking, like a RICO, could be very gray area. If you fly a girl out and y'all have sex, they could technically say it's sex trafficking. Where's the line between sex trafficking and dating?
Right.
It's kind of a very fuzzy line.
Yeah.
But right now, R. Kelly's there for sex trafficking. Do you think that R. Kelly took a bunch of girls and put bags over their heads and chained them, in a cargo container and have them in his basement and he's feeding them cockroaches? No, I don't think so. I think most of the girls wanted to have sex with R. Kelly. And when things went bad, they flipped.
Yep. And that's why I need that connection foundation of something criminal. Because if not, then it turns into like your story versus their story being revised or forgotten, even worse. Like, dog, what happened 20 years ago? What? Did you stay? Were you permissive? Were you complicit? Were you with me? Like, if we did all of that, then it's like, what are you talking about now? Oh, you with the trainer, you ain't got the money, or your girl done gassed you up, or some lawyer done told you, hey, on contingency, I'll do anything for you if we can hit him or we can make him settle. So I know that Diddy was offered to settle this case before, like the typical, like you know how we do. We get the damn lawsuit, we run the numbers, we like settle it. You got to, no matter what it is. And it's not always bad stuff. It's just like, it's cheaper to move on, keep my peace of mind, name out the news, et cetera, right?
Settlement does not mean admitting to guilt. In fact, there's usually a statement saying that we are not admitting to guilt.
Exactly.
And there's usually an NDA that goes with it.
Yep.
But what people don't realize is that an NDA is a private agreement. And when it comes to criminal charges, it gets superseded. So Cassie is probably going to take the stand and talk about all the stuff she signed the NDA for.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's a loop. So here's the thing. So now you're sitting there and you're like, okay, Diddy, whatever her number was, because she settled for 30, so that means it was higher.
No. She asked for 30.
Asked for 30. What'd she settle for?
I heard it was in the low to mid 7 figures.
Okay. So she asked for 30 and got lower.
Yeah.
You're always going to ask for more and get less. Right. So, but the day before he did settle, he was aware that he could settle, and then no one would have heard the Cassie stuff.
Yes.
Which would probably not started the dominoes that keep falling.
Yeah.
You stopped the first domino. This is kind of like Deshaun Watson, if you remember back in his case, and I know his team well, and not in always a good way, but I was like, look, I was saying, when I heard of the first one, I think she wanted $30,000, but he was protecting his name. He said he didn't do it. And all I kept saying is, I agree. I believe you. It doesn't matter what I think, but I know what this court of public opinion about to do to you.
Yeah.
So you better, 30,000, that ain't even 3 push-ups at the workout bonus. Come on, man. Get that off you. But he didn't, and it turned into, I think, 47 cases, which is just
47
I think it was like 47 cases. It's the spirit that once somebody says, oh, guess what happened? And somebody's like, that kind of happened, or I could reimagine what happened between Diddy and I and make that sound like it. So I'm not over here accusing the victims or blaming them, but I'm like, are you really a victim? Because my statement is this: all victims need to be heard, but all women, all men ain't victims.